Hey there, friends and neighbors. I'm out here at the 15&B neighborhood garden, looking good here in September, and working on a cob project. Now look at that. I have over here some broken concrete in front of this shed that was already broken and busted up, and so I just went ahead and broke it more into pieces, and I started putting it out just like this, right? I would have rather have used some kind of pea gravel or something for the in-between, but since I did have extra compost just kind of sitting right here, I just used that to level each course, you know, kind of by eye, but a trained eye. And then we're going to be doing cob here and straw bale within, and there'll be a greenhouse sort of framework mostly enclosing this, kind of starting right here and going up against what'll be a fence here with a clear panel. So this will basically be inside a greenhouse, where the greenhouse is the structure, but this is the thermal mass inside of it. So as it warms up, the tops, all of this will start to warm up, and the interior will start to warm up. And then when the sun goes down, that mass will release that heat overnight. So what this will effectively do, using this passive solar method within the greenhouse, is, pretty much add a week or two on either end of our early spring and late fall as far as keeping the frost off, as a kind of a rough estimate. And anything we can do, greenhouses are all about season extension. So anything you can do to give yourself another week, another 2 weeks, whatever, is great. Another thing I want to do, which will be a separate project, is in front of this, and maybe on this side too, if there's some room between where the fence is going to be, to do a trom wall, which is like a, about this high water tank, and inside the greenhouse space as well, somehow incorporated in, so that when the sun heats up the water tank, dark colored tank of water, the water then heats the greenhouse as well. So again, you're taking the frost off your plants and whatnot in the greenhouse. The other thing is, it should be noted that this is ADA. The whole idea is, with every garden I install, is to make everything as accessible and inclusive as possible. You never know who is going to be in charge of the garden, and you want to cast as wide a net for how easy the work is, and how low maintenance and high yield, and are all the paths wheelchair wide, that 38 inches I think it needs to be, or 42, depending, just are there ramps instead of steps. All those things need to be considered when installing a permanent permaculture garden, because you never know, and you want to make it as accessible and easy for anyone in the community to do as possible. So this is the heavy lifting. This is a lot of labor. Dirt cheap material, but a lot of labor. Now I know around here in Mayfield, and I know in Port Huron as well, there's a strong work ethic in the community. So I think a lot of people would be willing to put dozens, even hundreds of hours into a natural building. Hey there, Bumblebee. I didn't mean to swat at you. I thought you were some big old scary. You're all right, buddy. But anyway, you never know, what you can build with dozens, even hundreds of hours of labor, with just what's around. There's broken up stuff, broken up concrete can be refashioned. This is clay I'm digging out of my backyard, my mom's backyard. Got straw in here, so this is that cob project, and we'll be getting a little more detail work on it soon. But if you want to come check it out, come down to 15&B Garden. We got our fall crops sown, radishes and all that kind of good stuff. And we got our thornless blackberries are starting to root in the pots that I put them in the end of, which is great. So we'll be handing out thornless blackberry plants to people. This big pile of clay, I'm literally, because I'm ultimately at Liberty Gardens, which is my mom's place, we're showing off what can be done with a residential property, front and backyard. So I'm slowly digging out a root cellar in the back. And so it kind of made sense for me to, even though it's like, I don't know, 10 blocks or something, or more, dozen, to push a wheelbarrow full of clay, it kind of made sense for me to dig out the clay there, put it here, and bring it down here. So I'm spending the rest of my day today just moving clay through the neighborhood. Use a truck, whatever, you know what, you know, it's okay. If I needed tons and tons, I'd be looking at a truck. But right now I'm just trying to make some walls, some bent, you know, some lower, you know, tables for the wheelchair accessible inside there. Doesn't take a lot of clay to do that. So I'm just, you know, avoiding having a gym membership, right? Right. All right. Well, I'll see you out here. Well, I won't. Come by and visit anytime you want.